Okay, where do we start? Well, how long ago was it?
It was at least 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it almost, yeah, it. You're right. It does seem irrelevant right now. But so us being in Flagstaff around, I want to say it was more than that. I want to say like a month ago.
Holy crap. I don't know.
What day was it?
Don't ask me.
Wait, I'm about to find out.
I don't even know what today is.
So February 21st was when Flagstaff went through that state of emergency. Explain to us, Nacho, why we went through a state of emergency.
The snow, man, the snow.
Yeah, that was, I think Flagstaff had the most snowfall.
It was record breaking. So
Yeah.
ever since 1914. So in the most amount of snowfall in one day in a 24-hour period since 1914 in Flagstaff ever recorded. So first Coconino went into lockdown. They went into a state of emergency,
Right.
Coconino County. And so my neighborhoods were all blocked and they weren't getting plowed.
Yeah.
And then by the time I got into town, because stupid me still drove into town in my cop car, which
Yeah.
sucked.
You were slipping and sliding home.
Yeah, it was bad. But by the time I got into town, the city of Flagstaff was in a state of emergency as well. So
Yeah. It's kind of funny that they called it a state of emergency, though, if you think about it. Because there was nothing... Okay, so first of all, snow can be very dangerous.
yeah,
It can ruin the piping, first of all, because I've been in a situation where I lived in parks and our pipes froze. And it's not like running water, dude. It's like we get it from a tank. So
Right.
the pipes freeze,
Yeah.
the tank freezes, there's no running water. But anyways, so it was pretty crazy. It was interesting for me because when the snow started falling, right?
uh-huh.
I was still working overnights during that time, dude. So I was there right when it started snowing.
Yeah, I forgot
It
about
was
that.
like 7:30, 8 o'clock ish.
Yeah, I was
around
closing
that
that
time.
night. Yeah, and then you came in and it started coming down. And I
Yeah.
was like, Tim was like, should you go home? And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stay.
Well, that's the funny thing too, because I feel like people don't really. Okay, so snow can be very dangerous, but at the same time, people need to relax when it's a little bit. Okay,
Yeah.
first of all, it just started snowing. It wasn't even like an inch that fell. It was just
Yeah.
like a little, whoop, you know, just a little bit of snow.
Just enough for you to slip on your
Yeah,
ass.
and already people were panicking.
Yeah.
But it was, we knew it was coming. I drove fine. Like it's a 15-minute, 20-minute drive to work.
Yeah.
So it was fine for me. I was working on the overnights, and it was pretty funny because you could hear the wind when the blizzard started hitting. So I don't mind the snow. First of all, let me start that off, dude. I do not mind the snow. I love the snow.
Same.
I don't mind cold because
Yeah.
I don't, in my opinion, or like from my perspective, I can heat myself up pretty nicely.
Yeah.
It's the wind.
Yeah.
The fucking wind, dude. It pisses me off to no end. You can
Yeah.
like be enjoying the snow or whatever, and all of a sudden, just all the wind will just be blowing in your face, and it's
Yeah.
so annoying.
The wind is the worst.
Yeah,
It's like no matter what you're wearing, the freaking wind bites the shit out of you.
That's
Like,
so true.
it sucks.
No matter what you're wearing,
It could be literally like, I mean, during the monsoon season, it could be like pouring, and like sleet and shit.
Mhm.
And you could be wearing a big ass jacket and a trench coat on top. And
Yeah.
shit, you'd be fine. But then once the gust of wind, just one gust of wind, and all of a sudden you're just like freaking negative
You're
2.
taking a shower.
Yeah.
But anyways, going back to the snow, dude, like that was pretty impressive. Like when I got off of work, it was already, I want to say, close to 5 to 7 inches.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy. Like I videotaped it. I'm gonna show the footage whenever I start editing this video. But I videotaped me going through the snow on the freeway. It was bad. So I like that a lot of people were driving slow, because usually there's people who overreact when there's snow, and they drive like 2 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And then there's people,
And then they get stuck.
yeah, and then there's also people that don't give a shit, where it's
They-
like, oh,
got
the speed limit's 65, I'm going 75, and then they
Yeah.
just like crash. There's actual footage of of cars that are toppled over, like upside down and everything.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a long time since I lived in parks.
I mean, the people here in Flagstaff with the big trucks, they think that since their truck is raised, like they can just plow through anything.
That's so true.
But it's like, you don't understand that a low center of gravity for a vehicle is better for the handling. And when you raise that vehicle and it slides, those wheels are coming out from underneath that vehicle.
Oh, yeah. So there was a lot of trucks turned over and a lot of vehicles turned over. But driving through the snow, dude, I was actually enjoying myself. It was pretty peaceful. It was the middle of the night, dude. If I have the video showing, I'll mention what time it was. But it was the craziest thing to me. I've been in blizzards before. I've been in snowstorms. But this was thick when it comes to how frequent the snowfall was.
Yeah.
You couldn't see that far in front of you.
Yeah.
I've been in fog where it's like, oh, I can see 5 cars in front of me. I've been in rain where it's like I can barely see 2 cars in front of me.
Yeah.
This snow, dude, like I could not see the exits that were coming up. The signs, like I already have bad vision as it is. I was squinting even more. I had to flash my high beams a few times just to make sure that, I didn't miss the exit because the terrain looked unfamiliar to me.
Yeah.
So I almost felt like, I passed my exit a few times, but, I recognized the hill and I just went off.
I feel like the other day, the last snow we just got just a few days ago, was nowhere near as bad. But
yeah,
the wind out there by my place, the freeway, everything around the freeway is flat.
Yeah,
or the highway is flat, so the wind gust will just blow everything from off the highway onto the road.
Yeah.
And the wind was so bad the other day that all the little bit of snow that was on the ground got blown up and covered. Like it just was like this. All of a sudden there was a storm and I couldn't see shit.
Holy shit!
Like there was no visibility whatsoever. And then the wind slows down and all of a sudden it's bright and sunny.
Flagstaff weather deceives everyone.
Yeah, seriously.
So that was after I got off of work. I parked my car and I knocked out, dude. Because working overnights messes with your schedule. People tell me that they can't sleep, but I slept like a baby. Whatever. Anyways, so I knocked out. I was fine. When I woke up, it was still snowing.
Yeah.
So it was pretty intense. Like I even asked if like you could come over real quick before it gets too bad, and then I walked outside. Holy shit, dude!
Yeah,
we exceeded what was it, 3 feet?
Yeah, something like that in one day.
Or at least maybe it was. I'm pretty sure the accumulation of snow was different all around.
Yeah.
But dude, I legit like the snow was up to my past my knees.
Yeah.
When I went outside, all I wanted to do was go to the Circle K, grab some food. I went out there and I was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not going through that.
It was freaking nuts because the day before the snow hit, there was nothing. It was just bright and sunny.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, North fucking Dakota, freaking, and you can't go outside. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, dude. It's like you had to trek. That was pretty cool. The Flagstaff was going crazy, dude. Like the funniest thing to me is how, so like I said earlier, there's people that overreact and there's people that don't give a shit when it snows.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how ridiculous the overreaction was to this snow. The day building up to this, people were going into the Circle K, into the Mavericks, and they were
buying shit.
They were buying everything as if it was an apocalypse.
Yep.
I went into the Circle K, and the guy was like, "Yo, you're just getting a bag of Takis." This one guy spent $80 on just ramen.
Yeah.
They were sold out of ramen because one guy just bought it all.
Yep.
I heard from the Maverick too, like, oh, apparently people were buying a bunch of water bottles, man.
Yeah.
But imagine. Victoria even mentioned that when her and her mom went into Sprouts, that it was as if what do you call it, like Black Friday or something, right? Like everyone was just crowded in there. It took 2 hours for her to get out of the store just
to buy some freaking I think she bought some fruits or something. She's like,
go in there like, oh, I'm just gonna buy some groceries, and all of a sudden there's a 2-hour wait line. Like, what the fuck?
Like, who the locals are, they're just going to the store during the biggest storm of the entire century,
like it's nothing,
just to get some fruits, a bag of chips.
And then the people who don't even know what snow is like, oh my god, it's snow.
Yeah. You know something really interesting too is that the police department continued to put out statements saying stay inside, stay inside, stay inside.
Yeah.
Don't go out. And there was a lot of different responses to that, to those messages. And so one being, yeah, thanks for letting us know, like, yeah, it's dangerous to go outside. No shit. But there was also some people that were saying, well, this is just, the city going into a state emergency also, waives a lot of the local laws.
Yeah.
And so in any sense, I mean, if the entire Arizona state went into a state of emergency, certain things would happen that I definitely don't condone. I think in the background, there's people being picked off, I mean, on the streets by the cops, during these quote-unquote state of emergencies. That's hidden from view.
A lot of people were questioned as to why they were outside.
Yeah.
Which is interesting to me, too, because there's also the fact that while the blizzard was going on, people were going downtown and chilling. Like, I didn't even know about that. I thought everyone was inside. Yeah. I go on YouTube because I was like, oh, it's interesting. A state of emergency. I want to see what's going on out there because I know people are going to be uploading shit.
No, yeah.
Even the news stations were out there, dude. They were like, hey, it's snowing. Yeah. Like, dude, what the?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess.
Didn't you hear the cops? They said stay inside.
But honestly, though, like I'm one of those idiots too because if I wasn't working overnights, I probably would have went downtown too. Apparently, like people were chilling and stuff.
Yeah.
Just walking over. Driving though, like those people that were driving, I kind of want to know what was going through their mind.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I think the other way around. I think because the plows were doing such a good job. I feel like when I was driving, once I got out of my neighborhood and onto the highway, it was clear. It was clear. It was clear as
all the
day.
Feet of snow was on the side of the road.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was easy to drive. But if you're like, sadly we have a large homeless population in Flagstaff, and so I feel like those people. I mean, even Logan, my mom's friend Logan, the guy that usually stays at my place.
Yeah, the homie.
Apparently, he was even being harassed because he had to go. I had to take him into town that day to go get his bike. As soon as he got his bike, man, cops were harassing him and all that stuff because they were the only ones out.
Thought he stole it, huh?
Yeah, they were the only ones out. I mean, nobody else was really out. There wasn't that many people out on the streets, But yeah, it's interesting.
Wow, dude, that's.
But everybody flipped out about that snow. My mom was like,
"Don't
go anywhere," and I was like, "Okay,
yeah, your mom
get
was
it.
overreacting.
I get it. Like, I get that it's dangerous, but like, I'll be fine. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna drive slow, but not so slow that I get stuck.
Yeah,
Like I'm a smart driver, but like
that's another thing too.
it's mostly the people around.
Not many people know that you can get stuck in snow
by driving too slow.
Yeah,
you just sink down in there, and then your regular street tires are not going to do anything for you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, especially with your tires, considering how old they are.
Fucking horrible.
With fucking no tread whatsoever.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm surprised you even got out of the house, dude.
Yeah, the neighborhood was the worst part.
The plows were doing good.
They really were.
Or at least on your side of the town.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh my god. Okay.
No, I came over here to visit Victoria on that day too. Before I came over here, and it was scot-free until I got into the turn-in to this damn parking lot to your apartment. I was like, holy shit! I don't think I'm gonna make it.
Okay, so let's add another factor into that situation. How about let's find out what happened to my fucking car?
Oh, that's right,
dude.
You still don't have that shit.
No,
back.
I still. But it's like almost a month, like 3 weeks later, 4 weeks, and I still don't have my car back because they're still working on it. So, like, well, I guess I'll explain the story. When I woke up that Thursday, because I was working Wednesday night, Thursday morning, I went to sleep. I woke up. I want to say around 4 p.m. Yeah, 4 p.m., 5 p.m. ish. I ended up getting a phone call from my apartment complex saying that one of the plowers from their personal plowing company hit my car. And that was the last thing I wanted to hear because I was like, I already had to deal with a car accident here in Flagstaff. I was just like, not now, please, not now. But she explained to me, oh, okay, this is what she told me. The gentleman who was driving the plow truck, according to him, he couldn't see my vehicle because
the snow was so high. It was covering the entire...
it was covering this the vehicle or a bunch. Well, first of all, well, let me finish it. According to what she said, the snow was covering the vehicle. And so when the plow truck came by, he didn't know where the front of the car was, and he hit it. So
taking off the entire front bumper.
Yeah. Oh God, dude. Let's just look at those pictures.
It's just
again,
yeah.
man.
Thank God it was just the bumper, though. You know what I'm saying?
But here's the thing, though.
Well, we took pictures, and
I took pictures and everything. Here's my question: there were a shit ton of cars covered in snow. It wasn't like a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and your car's not so low to the ground that the difference in height between the snow in the road would have been the same as the snow on the car.
That's
you know
what I'm saying.
Like,
you know what I'm
like? There's no way.
So you could clearly see that that there was a vehicle there. I honestly think you know, he possibly lost his control because
just slid a little bit.
Well, he was sliding, or what do you call it? If it was the same guy that I saw when I first parked into my parking spot, he was sliding a bit. Yeah, the truck that was moving around and everything. But you know, I didn't think anything of it. I just parked my car and just went in the house. And then next thing you know, I wake up and then I get a phone call saying that my car's been hit. I didn't think it was that bad until I went outside, dude. I videotaped that shit. I want to see what this looks like. It was gone, man. Like the entire front part was gone.
Yeah.
I still don't have my car.
Yeah.
They're paying for the rental and everything, but it's not my car.
Yeah, and this car that they give you is the biggest piece of shit on the planet.
Yeah.
Literally pedal to the metal, and it takes like a whole 2 seconds to even rev up and then go. And then it doesn't even really go.
It's so bad.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's actually why I haven't been uploading videos in a while, because I had to deal with that shit. There's also a lot of shit going on at work right now. But mostly
oh God.
Yeah,
I don't know if we want to go into that.
I don't right now, but I do. But anyways, it's just that, like, I felt like after that snowstorm, I just like haven't done any editing or haven't had time to do anything, because I'm always like dealing with phone calls or like having to do with other shit. Man, it's so annoying, but you know, it is what it is. But let's talk about the next day. So that was Thursday night, where it was still snowing.
Yeah.
The snow ended, I want to say, early Friday morning, like maybe 2, 3 a.m.
Yeah.
You finally got out of the house and came over to my place.
Yep.
We were hanging out, me, you, and Victoria. It was so funny to me how people were still overreacting. Like,
it's just like they hear a snowstorm and the roads are completely clear at that point.
Yeah.
And they're still freaking out. It's like,
I mean, we were able to drive the next day. We literally just went out for some pizza.
Yeah.
Like, shoot, we were just driving through. Oh, dude, I think the coolest part was how the mountain was overtaken by the clouds. Like, it was still snowing on the mountain. You could barely see where the snow was falling and where the cloud was forming and everything.
Yeah.
That was tight. That was pretty tight. But yeah, we just got ourselves some pizza. Thought nothing of it. It was a struggle to get out of the fucking parking lot, first of all, because like you said earlier.
Yeah, my car. So it took me like a whole 15 minutes to get into the park. Early that morning, I went over to Victoria's first, just a few doors down.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I found a parking spot finally.
Yeah.
I tried to get into it, so I thought, you know, I should maybe back into it because, you know, I don't want to have the car stuck facing away from the road.
Right.
I guess just, I don't know. I've always just done that. If it's too dangerous, then you back into the spot. It just seems more logical. I'm not exactly sure why, but I guess I've been told that. But it took me like 15 minutes to get my car into that spot because I was sliding all over the fucking place. And then the guy, I guess one of Victoria's neighbors, I guess, is some old man that has a bad leg. Like, he couldn't really walk all that well with his left leg. Like, his left leg was kind of shaking all over the place. But
that sucks.
But he was trying to get out, and he didn't shovel at all. He just jumped in his truck and tried to drive through it, and he was obviously not going to work because the snow was like up past his tailgate.
Yeah.
Behind his truck.
Yeah, I got pictures of that too. Yeah, the snow was above where the top of the tires were. Like, there's no way above where like the truck bed was. There's no way vehicles are gonna get out of that. I actually took pictures of a bunch of cars that were stuck in the parking spot because they wouldn't shovel their way out.
Yeah, and I spent like a good 30 minutes shoveling this guy out because he got out and he tried to shovel it. And I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's gonna be here the entire day. He's gonna be like pulling out of this parking lot 24 hours from now.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, okay, I'm just going to help this guy. So I dug him out, and it took like 3 different tries. Like I was trying to push his truck. He wasn't budging. He had brand new fucking tires too, and it was just horrible. But then we got to your place. We had the pizza and everything. And then where did we go? Because we left. We all hopped in my car.
We went to Domino's. That's right.
Yeah.
We went Domino's on Milton. Shout out for Sarai. You know, shout out. What's
hooking it up.
That was so funny because they weren't. So first of all, Thursday and Friday they weren't delivering. So because of how dangerous the roads were.
Right.
But Friday wasn't that bad. Still, though, I can understand how they wanted to take caution. It was funny to me how no one was walking in to get pizza. Apparently, it was so slow Friday.
Yeah.
Sarai was all like, there's barely been anybody in here.
Yeah.
And the roads were open.
Yeah, they were fine.
But it was.